Hello, welcome back to Willie Farm. We are glad you're here, and I've got 4 days off in a row, so it's time to catch up on some odd and end things that needed to be done around the homestead. First thing is the lawnmower. The pull rope would not retract. It didn't want to start, and the handle was kind of bad on it, so we're going to work on that first. Now, one thing about being on a homestead is you have to learn how to do all these little things on your own. Now, lawnmowers like this we have worked on before, not really the mechanics, but the starting mechanism and changing gas tanks and blades and cables and things like that. So off screen here, I ended up putting some oil on it, and it started working a lot better. I didn't have to replace a spring or anything. Now I'm going to make a makeshift handle out of a piece of wood, and yes, I have done this before, and it works very well. Wrap that cord, going to wrap that rope around here so it doesn't retract all the way in to that piece of equipment, the starting wheel. Cut the old handle off. Put our new wooden handle on. Now all we need to do is replace it, put the nuts back in place, and we'll see how it works. I did find my little ratchet grip, so it made things easier. Time to give it a try. And there we go. Like a charm. Next project we've got 3 great plants here, grapevines, and we're going to use a cattle panel for a trellis. And we may add something to the top a little later. That center grapevine is a Concord grape, and it has grown very well. The other 2 were a little bit smaller to start with, so they haven't caught up. I think the Concord is probably a 2-year root, and the other 2 were just a 1-year. Get it all lined up. Had a piece of wire there, so I temporarily attached it. To fit on both ends. Those posts are not exactly straight up and down, perpendicular. and zip ties. Man, makes the world a lot easier with zip ties. Now we'll go back and put a little wire on here a little later. Actually make a metal zip tie which will last a lot longer and is a whole lot stronger, and I need to get me some of those, but these will do for right. Pull it tight with those side cutters and cut the excess off. Put some along the bottom as well. Got to train up this little grapevine, get it on the trellis. Now this is the paper that I got at a big box store. They use it to protect floors while you're working on a house. It's just a craft paper. It comes in a 3-foot wide roll. I laid that down, put the grass clippings on top, and have not had any weed problems since I put this down in the spring. Next project, fix the leaky water hydrant. It was leaking around the handle when I turned it on and was wasting quite a bit of water. We've got the water turned off and just draining it down. Now there's a nut right behind the handle. We're going to take that off, and there used to be a fairly heavy packing in there or an O-ring, but apparently it is gone or has broke down, and it is leaking past that now, so we're going to replace that. We're just going to back it out and put Teflon tape around this. Screw it back into place. Now we just tighten it back down. Now careful, you can get it too tight and it will make that handle hard to operate. And we did on this one, we had to back it off just a little bit, probably an 1/8 of a turn. Hook our water systems back up to it. A water timer, so if I forget to turn the water off, it will now turn off on its own. And now that it won't leak around the handle, we hope, it will save water. And pressure's on. No leaks around the handle, that's great. No water at all. All right, on to the next. All right, we have got garlic coming in, so I had to work on the garlic bed. I'm just breaking this up with a potato fork, just breaking the ground loose. I'm not turning it over. This is heavy clay soil, and I've started amending it, but it's just not taking the full effect of it yet. So. And it's not a real big patch, so there's no use turning that soil over. Just loosen it with that. All right, we've got that one done. We're going to cover it back up with the weed fabric. We're going to cover that back up with the weed fabric. Use the fabric staple to hold it back in place. Hard clay soil. And we're going to put cardboard over that. Make sure the weeds don't get a chance to start in the grass. Where it will hold a little more moisture. All right, now it's time to remove the cucumber vines from the trellis. They're all dried, so it comes down pretty easy. We're not planning on composting these. We're probably just going to burn them. Main reason is it could contain eggs from squash bugs. Got the wire undone and move the cattle panel. Store it till next year. These cattle panels are great for viney plants like the cucumbers or beans. Very durable. Now it's time to remove the post. Now this is the first time I've tried this. I've seen this done before. It works pretty well. And pull that right out. Last one on this row. And time to move those and store those for the winter also. Well, the garlic bulbs came in, and one of my granddaughters and one of my grandsons was there to help me plant. My granddaughter was very excited. She was using her hand there to measure between the bulbs. My grandson is more interested in playing with the worms and the dirt. And that's it for today. Got a few things done. Glad to do it. We're glad you joined us to do this. And remember, count your blessings every day, and I believe you will find you're blessed far beyond measure. I know that I am. God bless. Bye.